Hi, my name is Amy Tiemann. I'm the CEO of Facilimax, which is a brand new real estate technology platform. And I'm here to talk to you about how cool our platform is, what it does, and how we're going to change the commercial real estate industry. So if you ask any building owner, what is the most painful part of your job, and they will tell you is maintaining their buildings. It's just a nightmare. There have been very few improvements in making that process any more efficient than it is today. It's very much reactionary mode. And so what I created was a technology integrated solution to streamline maintenance operations on multifamily properties. Oh, I'm going crazy here. Sorry, y'all. So Facilimax in its essence is a business intelligence system. We gather all the data, the existing data on a property, and put it together into a system. That way the owners can use it to intelligently and effectively maintain their buildings. Pretty much at the end of the day, that's what it does. So we will go and collect all of the data that exists on your properties, give it to you in a system, and provide an easy way to maintain that data so that you can make really good business decisions on how you plan for capital expenses, how you turn your units, how you maintain your units during a transition, how you sell your properties, everything, how your workers, how you order inventory and supplies and all these other great things. That's what this system does. And it's way overdue. I will just say, just way overdue. So this is who I am. My name is Amy Tiemann. I am the CEO of Facilimax. I'm also the CEO of Tiemann Properties. I have been in commercial real estate for over 20 years. I created this software because I recognized this need a long time ago when I first got in this business 20 years ago as a general contractor, and then as a property manager and asset manager. This problem has existed for a very long time and is just now starting to get addressed, or trying to get addressed, because real estate has not needed to be efficient. Inherently, real estate makes money kind of on its own. You could be super inefficient and make money at real estate. Well, that is no longer the case. You cannot, not in today's environment, not going forward past today's environment, can you be inefficient and be a large commercial real estate owner. You must learn the efficiencies of a manufacturing company, because if you do that, the amount of money that you can make as an owner it just amplifies. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit what our software does. This is who I am. So our core team. So I put together this team. These are people that I respect. These are people that I know, and they're well versed in what they do. Steve Bergeron is our Chief Technology Officer. Lisa Russell is our Chief Product Officer. I'll explain to you their bios here in a minute. Rajiv Tharat is a retired managing director from Accenture, where he worked on digitalization of banks. Emma, Angel, and Jorge are all vital members of our team, from customer support to service operations to continuous improvement. So our core team, the main two from our core team, as far as this platform goes, is our Chief Technology Officer, Steve Bergeron, has led several exits on several startups in the Austin area. I met him way back when, in 1999, when we were working together on an IBM Tivoli merger and a little company called Dascom that he was a part of. That's where I met Steve. So I've known Steve for a very long time. He's very, very good at what he does, and he's graciously agreed to come on board and help us with our software company. Lisa Russell, I've known her also for years. She's been in property management, asset management for 36 years. She's our Chief Product Officer. If we need to understand the customer better, that would be Lisa. She knows the game. She knows multifamily. That's all she's done her whole career. And she's invaluable to making sure that we understand the customer's needs and we're building a product that meets that customer's need. Our advisory board, I am lucky to have two gentlemen that have agreed to come on board for my company. One of them is Dr. Rob Adams. He's kind of a celebrity in the game of VC world. And he's the founder and managing partner of Congress Avenue Ventures. He's worked with several startups, took pervasive public. He's a Boilermaker like I am, whoop, whoop. And he's a good friend. And Rob has agreed to come onto our advisory board, and his bio speaks for himself. And then another good friend of mine, and also a veteran of the real estate technology industry, would be CJ Edmonds. CJ has been in software companies for 25 years. His last stint was with a company called Smart Rent as their chief revenue officer. CJ is invaluable. His sales experience, his business management of real estate technology, and he's so close to the game, is going to be so helpful as our company grows and moves forward. And we could not do it without him. So who does Facilimax serve? The multifamily industry right now. It has broader implications to the commercial real estate industry as a whole, or any company that needs to track assets, maintain assets, and things like that, healthcare, you name it. This has a wide variety of uses, but right now what we're focusing in on is the multifamily real estate industry, because of my experience, my connections, my network in that industry is going to give it a better launching pad than if we were focusing on any other industry. But Facilimax does have a lot of uses in commercial real estate in general, from office to retail, healthcare, any sort of industrial, any sort of environment where there's property you need to maintain and there's equipment in it. Facilimax can do it. So right now we're focusing on multifamily, which continues to grow, and we will continue to grow past that. It's slated to we are 5 million housing units short currently in the United States. And they're bringing online between 400 and 500,000 units, between 400,000 and 500,000 units a year. So as some go obsolete, they're bringing that on. There will always be a housing crisis. Probably they're slated for the next 10 to 12 years. So the typical industry challenges that our industry faces is the fact that there is no good business intelligence system today. There's data that's collected that is not used. They go collect all of this data during due diligence to determine whether you're going to buy an asset, and then get a report and stick it in a drawer. And they don't use that data past that, which does not make any sense at all. Guessing on where inventory sits and assets reside, double ordering and maintenance supplies. There's potential fraud or theft without anybody noticing, failed annual inspections, waste and inefficient labor costs, performing work on assets that are under warranty. And as soon as you touch that sucker, it's no longer, the warranty is void. So lack of visibility into the status of the assets themselves, causing poor capital expense planning. These are the issues that exist today. Our maintenance staffs on the multifamily industry are running like chickens with their heads cut off, on fire, because they're constantly in reactionary mode, and they can't get out of it because they do not have the data to make a good preemptive and almost prescriptionary plan on how to maintain those buildings. So that's where Facilimax comes into play. Our solution is to go collect every piece of data on a multifamily property, from physical assets to warranty information to unit finishes to maintenance supply inventory, everything that is a part of a maintenance operations system. We collect it, we put it in the system. So as your maintenance happens, so the work orders happen, and your inventory planning, and like you order materials and parts and supplies and all those great things, you CapEx plan, you're doing your cost accounting. As you're doing your maintenance operations, that exists today changes because you have data now. Your technicians should not walk into a unit without knowing if that is that asset that they're working on under warranty, yes or no. If it is, they shouldn't touch it. They'll know that too. It shouldn't even, the work order shouldn't even go to them, number one. Number two, do they have parts in inventory to fix it? Yes or no. And if they don't, then you can intelligently communicate to the tenant, right? All those things. Right now, that does not exist today. That does not exist today. And that's what Facilimax at its heart does. Your maintenance techs are going to be super, super efficient because they have the data at their fingertips in order to manage what's going on. Your maintenance managers are going to be super, super efficient. They're not going to double order supplies because they know they've got 3 or 4 of them sitting back in the maintenance shop and exactly where they are, right? So by collecting all this data and then making it easy to maintain, and as it interacts with your properties with the work orders and ordering of materials and supplies and all those great things and the turns and all the stuff that happens, you can just make better decisions at the end of the day, right? So the benefits are you're going to reduce your costs of maintenance, insurance, and increase, because you're reducing your costs, which everybody's trying to figure out how to do today because we're all getting killed by inflation. It increases the value of the property at exit. It's all about the NOI. I understand this. I'm a multifamily owner and developer. It's all about increasing your value. At the end of the day, if I can help you control costs by giving you data, everyone wins. So our unique proposition is that we will have an integrated maintenance platform from the day you do due diligence to the day you sell the asset. You're going to know everything that goes on to that property, every asset, how old it is it under warranty, how many work orders have gone on that asset. You will have everything collected by asset, by unit, everything. You will know what's happening on your property. There'll be automated maintenance requests. We have the ability to plug into IoT devices and have them trigger a work order versus a tenant coming home. Wouldn't it be nice if the AC sent a alert to a technician that, hey, my pressure is getting low, therefore you could have someone during working hours come work on that AC. So when the tenant came home at 6 p.m. at night, they never knew their AC was broken. You got it fixed during the day. You solved that problem. So they didn't have to feel the discomfort of coming home at 6 o'clock at night to a hot apartment, calling you in the evening over, having to pay overtime or after hours money to fix a solution. You could have just known during the day, right? That's the stuff we're talking about. We need to get more proactive about the data that we're collecting, how we're maintaining our assets, how we're maintaining our properties, so that we're not being inefficient with people's time. There is a shortage of maintenance technicians everywhere. And this has been happening since I've been in the game. I have not been able, I was back in 03, was a general contractor struggling to find labor, struggling to find qualified plumbers, AC guys, electricians. I mean, this has always been a constant struggle and it is not going to go away. But if we can make our maintenance technicians super efficient, that way you're not having to have 4 on a property or having 2, if you're lucky, if you can find them, and having to outsource all these other vendors because you can't staff your maintenance needs. You can't do your turns, right? You can't do that kind of stuff because they're constantly in reactionary mode. That's what we're talking about. Preventative maintenance and inspection scheduling. You can do that in there. Automated tenant communications. Not sending a technician until the tenant has gone through a couple of things. Our app is set up to say, hey, by the way, the normal, right? My dishwasher's not working, right? So it's set to ping back to the tenant. Hey, did you check the switch on the backsplash? Did you accidentally turn it off, right? How about the breaker? Did you check that? Now, it's not to be annoying, but at least a couple of routine things that happen that people do that you roll your technician for and he's like, it's the breaker, right? Things like that you don't want to roll your technician for. So we're building out this knowledge base of those things that will automatically communicate to the tenant based off of this work order. It's going to ask them those questions. We're not going to initiate the work order until they respond to those questions. Hey, did you check this? Hey, did you check that? right? If they say, yep, I checked it, it's still not working. Yep, I checked that, it's still not working. Then we'll roll the technician, right? All of those things. An automatic link between purchases and accounts payable. If you do your accounts payable at the corporate office and you're ordering materials and supplies at the field level, at the property itself, there is a disconnect. It happens all the time. You don't know that invoice shows up over at the corporate office. Maybe it goes to Avid or Nexus or whoever. And hey, we got an order for 10 refrigerators over at this property A. And you don't know that they actually got there. You got an invoice. So you have to call the staff. Hey, did these 10 refrigerators show up? Yep, they sure did. Where did they go? What units they going? I don't know. Put them to stock. We have no idea, right? You know, what's stopping like your maintenance guy, heaven forbid, but some nefarious maintenance dude from pulling his truck up to the back of that HD supply van and, you know, stealing 10 refrigerators? Nothing. Not at the moment, nothing, right? So that link needs to happen. No, you know, as if you're going to centralize your maintenance operations, right? I think that's what everybody's trying to go. This platform enables that to where you can pull the maintenance inventory off of your properties, centralize it into a warehouse, right? And now you can rent out that space for storage or whatever you want to do, and brings in extra income, but use those spaces for rental income versus storing assets on site, storing inventory on site, right? You can centralize. This is the greatest thing about Facilimax is you can centralize your maintenance operations and do it. If you have 5 properties in, say, in Houston or wherever, right, in some city, then you can run your maintenance techs from one location and service all 5 properties, have all the inventory there, have greater control over it there, and less loss, less theft, all those great things, right? Greater visibility, I've talked about this before, greater visibility into your CapEx budgeting. If you knew the next 10 turns you're going to have to do, like as you looked at your renewals and you're not going to renew these people, say you're not going to renew 10 people, right? For whatever reason. You don't have to go walk those units to know exactly what's in those units because it's in our system. We've cataloged everything for you. You know, you've got this color of walls, you know, you got these kind of counters, you know, these kind of cabinets. This is what's on the floor. You can assume condition. You might need to walk it for condition, but you're going to square footages, you know, sizes of everything. You want to go order stuff and say, hey, we're going to upgrade this from, we know this is a classic unit. We're going to upgrade it to our new ones. You have all the sizes there. Pre-order the material or order it during a time when it's beneficial to you because it's on sale, because you know what's in the unit. You don't have to go measure, right? This just changes the game for you. Definitely better asset management accounting. And as the data comes in and as your work orders kind of come in, we can run off of the existing assets and equipment that you have. We can start predicting maintenance failures based off of the age of the asset, which we will know, right? And how many work orders are interacting with that asset. You can't do that today. There's nothing that runs that today. So that's how we're different. We're different because we're using the data. We're different because we're giving you this business intelligence system that's going to change how you maintain your properties completely. So sorry about that. I'm a little fast on the slides. So basically, if I were to sum up what Facilimax does, we have physical asset management. We have AI-driven reporting and insights into the actual assets themselves, smart work order management and communicating to the tenants. And we can help you centralize your maintenance operations, or you can outsource it completely. Our platform can support both if you wanted. So it has the ability to change the game on how your tenants are taken care of, how they're they can get a more, actually, I'll say this because I've been in the multifamily game for so long. I'll tell you right now, the only thing that tenants care about is, does my crap work, and is it easy to pay you? right? Those are the two things that tenants care about. Most people have got the payment thing down, right? We're not here to do that for you, but getting your stuff to work and making sure that it works all the time and doing the preventative maintenance where the tenants don't feel like everything's breaking down around them, right? And it's working. I would just say that those are the things. If you want to increase your tenant satisfaction, work on those two things. You do those two things, you'll change the retention rate on your properties for sure. So this is our competition. I'll tell you, we're not the only one in the game, but the difference between Facilimax is that we're using AI and we're using data. That's the difference. All the stuff on how you talk to the tenants. So some people are doing that. Some people are doing smart work orders. Some people are, have the due diligence thing, but it's not all pieced together. And Facilimax is the only solution that's doing all of that. But we're doing it by collecting data. That's what makes us different. We're your data-driven solution. Nobody else is. People are like, putting lipstick on a pig. That's what Happy Co is doing. That's what SitePlan is doing. That's what Fix is doing. That's what Leonardo 24/7 is doing. They're putting lipstick on a pig. That's all they're doing, but they're not getting to the root cause of the issue, which is collecting the data and how that can drive the decisions that are made on how you maintain your properties. So this is me. This is my email. This is my cell phone number. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I hope that you please take a look at our software. If you are a multifamily owner or property manager, this software will change and save you so much money, but just change how your maintenance techs interact, just the ease of use. It's going to be so much better. And I hope you'll have a great day.